I lost land in the Naval Mag area. And that's 53 hectares we lost, the family's land. And we can't get it back because of the condemnation, from the federal. So what can I do? I don't have a say.
69-year-old Jesus Agagi was 9 years old when his family's 53 hectares were taken for Naval Magazine back in 1950. He's a member of more than 700 other island families who have lost lands to military condemnations. The Ancestral Lands Commission was created to compensate them. But most of these families have been left out of the Tiyan Land Swap Law, Public Law 30-158, which will benefit only 72 families who lost property in the Tiyan area, which is now home to the island's international airport. It'll take more than 6 months before the Tiyan landowners actually get deed and title to the land promised in Bill 30-158, and maybe longer. The problem is that even though the new law intends to give title to those 72 former Tiyan landowners, there are 3 other competing interests for the same property, each of whom could delay or disrupt the law's implementation. First, there's the Ancestral Lands Commission, which currently holds title to properties held in trust for Agagi and all the roughly 700 other families who lost lands in military condemnations. Then there's the federal government, which can condemn and take the land anytime it wants, regardless of the new Guam law. And the draft EIS for the military buildup shows that the Marines have an interest in both of the properties in Public Law 30-158. A 582-acre plot in Finagajan, the old FAA site, and a 395 parcel of land straddling the back road to Anderson, known as Andy South. And finally comes the news now of 2 private developers. One came to light yesterday, Tibo Development, which is offering $1 billion for a 99-year lease on the Finagajan property, and a second developer who has also been negotiating with GITA for a development they're planning on the South Anderson property. Joel Tribadini, who represents Tibo, told the Ancestral Lands Commission yesterday that Tibo had accepted all of GITA's terms for the Finagajan property before the new law was signed, and they're now waiting for a lease from GITA.
We had a deal.
Before it was signed into law?
Before it was signed into law. There's no doubt in my mind.
What does that mean?
Attorney's mind. It means that we concluded and we accepted their offers. So therefore, it was an offer and acceptance, and that closes the transaction as far as that's concerned. And we're now waiting for a lease from GITA.
But GITA project manager Mike Cruz says they won't be sending out a lease. They'll be sending out a notice terminating the negotiations.
Based on the meeting yesterday, and Attorney Bischoff from the Attorney General's office had indicated that those negotiations should cease.
And have you officially informed them, the private developers?
Not as yet, but we intend to do that.
Yeah, we intend to do that very soon.
Tribadini made a legal argument before the Ancestral Lands Commission yesterday. All of the ancestral lands properties are held in trust, he said, and meant to benefit all the ancestral land beneficiaries, not just 72 Tiyan families.
We feel that the Guam Ancestral Land Commission has the authority to act, since the law cannot force them to convey any of these lands without a condemnation proceeding or just compensation payments to the ancestral land owners.
Jesus Agagi says he's pleased for the former Tiyan landowners who got theirs, but he's not pleased with the politicians who left him and hundreds of others out.
They don't care about other people. They just care about being voted.
Kevin Kerrigan, PNC News.